In a quiet town nestled deep in the mountains of Oregon, tragedy struck twice. Once with a brutal murder, and again with a vanishing act no one saw coming. This is the story of a brother who uncovered the truth behind his sister's death, but disappeared before he could tell his soul. I'm your host, and this is Vanished Whispers, True Crime. August 14th, 2019. Blue River, Oregon. Population barely 800. It was the kind of town where everyone knew each other, and secrets were hard to keep. But one secret would shatter the silence. 25-year-old Lacey Monroe was found dead in her apartment. No signs of forced entry. No signs of robbery. Just one deep, clean stab wound to the heart. The weapon? A hunting knife? Still missing. Her bedroom was immaculate. Her phone was missing. But oddly, her laptop was open. Facebook still logged in. Music still playing. Police said it looked like she was waiting for someone. Someone she trusted.
She came in around 7 p.m., bought wine and 2 of those microwave meals. And she was humming something. Seemed excited, honestly.
She never made it past 8. Her older brother, Ethan Monroe, a quiet 29-year-old amateur coder and true crime blogger, was the first to arrive at the crime scene before the police. He'd been texting her nonstop. He told dispatch she wasn't answering and something didn't feel right. He used his spare key. What he saw inside changed him forever. Lacey's cat was hiding under the couch. Her wine glasses were out, only one used. A second glass was still full, and on the floor, a single gold button, not Lacey's.
Ethan was cooperative, calm, too calm, some said. But grief does strange things to people. He asked to see the crime scene photos, said he wanted to help.
Weeks passed, no suspects, no arrests. Lacey's phone pinged one final time, 6 miles from town, near a logging road. Then silence. But Ethan, he became obsessed. Late nights, read string boards, scouring her old text messages, social media, digging into her past relationships. Then, one day, he told his roommate something chilling.
He looked me in the eye and said, "I know who killed Lacey, and they have no idea I know."
That was the last time anyone saw Ethan Monroe. October 9th, 2019. Ethan failed to show up for work. His apartment was locked. His laptop was gone. But on his desk, a flash drive labeled "Play Me."
We played the file. It was just static. Then Ethan's voice. He said he'd been followed, that if we were hearing this, he was either dead or worse. It cut out mid-sentence.
The file was corrupted. Unrecoverable. Some say Ethan uncovered a conspiracy in town, one that went deeper than anyone imagined. Others think he suffered a mental break, that he killed his sister and vanished to escape justice. But then, something surfaced. April 2021. A hiker discovered a backpack buried under rocks 11 miles from Blue River. Inside, a cracked laptop, blood-stained notes, and a photo. Lacey. With a man no one could identify. That photo had been ripped in half.
He's the one. He was at the funeral.
But the man's face, torn away. To this day, Lacey's killer has never been found. Ethan Monroe remains missing. No confirmed sightings. No remains. Only a flash drive, a ripped photo, and a family destroyed by silence. Was Ethan the Avenger or the executioner? Did he discover the truth and pay for it with his life? Or is he still out there, waiting for the right moment to return? Sometimes justice is just out of reach, and sometimes it vanishes without a whisper. This has been Vanished Whispers, True Crime. Like, comment, and subscribe for more stories the world tried to forget. And remember, the truth doesn't always bring closure. Sometimes it just disappears.
Detective Harris. For the record, state your name. Witness, Megan Cartwright. Detective Harris. Megan, you told us before you saw Ethan leave the party alone, but we have new information. Are you sure you want to stick to that story? Megan. I didn't want to get anyone in trouble, but... Okay, I saw Lacey. She was arguing with some guy, not Ethan. I didn't see his face. But he wore a red jacket. Ethan wasn't even there when it happened. Detective Harris. Why did you lie, Megan? Because someone threatened me. I got this voicemail the next day. Detective Harris. This was found behind your house, Megan. It's Lacey's. Care to explain? Megan. Voice breaking. I don't know how it got there. I swear, I didn't hurt anyone. But someone's watching me. I feel it every night. Detective Harris. The truth is coming out, Megan. One way or another. The tape recorder clicks off. Silence hangs heavy. The interview raised more questions than answers. Who was the man in the red jacket? Why did the scarf end up at Megan's house? And who left that haunting voicemail? As the investigation deepened, the lines between guilt and innocence blurred. Was Megan hiding something? Or protecting herself from someone far more dangerous? In Blue River, the shadows only grow longer, and every answer leads to another chilling question. Just as Detective Harris began to unravel Megan's story, an unexpected call came in. A neighbor, Mrs. Evelyn Porter, stepped forward with a statement that would throw the investigation into deeper confusion. Please state your name for the record. Evelyn Porter. I live across the street, 42 Maple Lane. You said you saw something unusual the night of the incident? Yes, it was late, almost midnight. I couldn't sleep, so I was at my window. I saw someone leaving the Cartwright house, moving quickly through the yard. Can you describe this person? Not really. They stayed in the shadows. But they were tall, and they wore a hooded jacket. Dark, maybe black or navy. Definitely not red. Did you see their face? No, they kept their head down, but they limped a little, like they were hurt or in a hurry. Did you notice anything else? They dropped something by the trash cans. I think it was a glove. I told the officer outside. Thank you, Mrs. Porter. We'll look into it. The glove was recovered by police but offered no clear answers. No fingerprints. No blood. Just another question mark. Who was the shadowy figure Mrs. Porter saw? Could it be the man in the red jacket, or was someone else lurking in the darkness that night? In Blue River, every witness has a secret. And every secret is another twist in a case that refuses to be solved. The following morning, as investigators combed through the Cartwright house for overlooked clues, Officer Ramirez made an unexpected discovery. Behind a loose floorboard in Megan Cartwright's bedroom, he found a small, leather-bound diary, its pages filled with hurried, anxious handwriting. Detective Harris flipped through the diary, each entry more unsettling than the last. Megan wrote of feeling watched, describing cryptic messages left on her car and anonymous calls in the night. She confessed to arguments with her closest friends and hinted at a falling out with her sister Emily, a detail Emily had never mentioned. One entry stood out. I can't trust anyone. Even Tom is hiding something. If anything happens to me, look at the messages on my old phone. The diary also contained a pressed flower, matching a bouquet left anonymously on Megan's doorstep the week before the tragedy. Tucked in the back was a torn photograph. Megan, Tom, and a third person whose face had been scratched out. As the team followed these new leads, they uncovered messages on Megan's old phone. Threatening texts from an unknown number, and a voicemail from someone sobbing, whispering, I'm sorry, Megan, I didn't mean for this to happen. Each clue seemed to point in a different direction. A jealous friend, a secret lover, a vengeful sibling. The diary raised more questions than it answered, casting suspicion on everyone close to Megan. With no clear suspect, and the secrets of the diary unresolved, the shadow over Blue River only deepened. In this town, trust is fragile, and the truth remains just out of reach. Just as Detective Harris and her team began piecing together the tangled threads from Megan's diary, a new twist shattered their fragile sense of progress. Late that afternoon, a nervous figure appeared at the station, Anna Blake, Megan's former co-worker, who had not been seen at the memorial or spoken to police since the tragedy. Anna's hands trembled as she requested to speak with Detective Harris in private. What followed would upend everything investigators thought they knew. Thank you for coming, Anna. You said you had information about Megan's last days? I should have come sooner. It's just, I was scared. But after seeing the news about the diary, I can't stay quiet anymore. We need you to be honest with us. Did Megan confide in you? Yes. She told me someone was stalking her. But it wasn't who everyone thinks. She said Tom was acting strange, but she was more afraid of Emily. Megan said Emily threatened her about something that happened at the lake house last summer. She was terrified, Detective. Emily, are you sure? I swear. And there's something else. The night before Megan died, I saw Emily outside Megan's window. She was arguing with someone on the phone saying, "If you say anything, I'll make you regret it." Did you tell anyone? No, I thought maybe I was imagining things. But then Emily told you all she was at home all night. She lied. Why come forward now? Because I found this. Megan gave it to me for safekeeping. A note with a code. She said if anything happened, give it to the police. Anna, this changes everything. Thank you. Anna's statement directly contradicted Emily's alibi and introduced a new piece of evidence. A coded note from Megan, hinting at secrets yet to be revealed. The team pored over the transcript, noting how Anna's recollection clashed with Emily's testimony and Tom's earlier statements. The police now faced a chilling reality. Someone close to Megan had been lying from the very start. As suspicion shifted and alliances fractured, the truth seemed more elusive than ever. Who could be trusted? And what secret did the coded note hold? The only certainty was that Blue River had not seen the end of its secrets, or its betrayals. As the investigation reached a fever pitch, Detective Harris's team received an anonymous tip of a location deep in the woods behind Megan's apartment complex. The air was thick with anticipation as the search unit swept the dense undergrowth. Suddenly, a glint beneath a tangle of roots caught the eye of Officer Ramirez. Inside a battered metal box, the team discovered a trove of chilling evidence, a blood-stained scarf confirmed by forensics, as Megan's wrapped around a burner phone. The phone's screen flickered to life, displaying a series of threatening text messages. "You talk, you're done. Meet me tonight. No more games." The sender? An unregistered number, but one message included a cryptic signature, E. But the box held one more secret. Tucked beneath the scarf was a diary entry not Megan's, but Emily's. In hurried handwriting, she wrote, "I can't let the truth get out. If anyone finds out what happened at the lake house, we're all finished. I have to protect myself no matter what it takes." Back at headquarters, the evidence was laid out under harsh fluorescent lights. Forensic specialists confirmed the blood matched Megan's DNA. The threatening messages were timestamped just hours before Megan's death. Detective Harris called an emergency briefing. The team sat in tense silence as Harris reviewed the findings. Emily's alibi is in pieces. This burner phone links her directly to threats made against Megan. But this diary entry, it suggests someone else knows the truth about the lake house. We're not just dealing with jealousy or obsession. There's a deeper secret and someone is willing to kill to keep it buried. The room buzzed with new urgency. As the investigation shifted focus, the detectives realized the tragedy at Blue River was more layered and more dangerous than anyone had imagined. The hunt for the real culprit had only just begun. The discovery of the cache sent shockwaves far beyond the walls of the police station. For the Monroe family, every new headline and rumor was a fresh wound. The once lively home now echoed with silence, broken only by the low hum of the television replaying news coverage they could not bear to watch. At dusk, the community gathered in the town square for a candlelight vigil. The soft glow of hundreds of candles flickered against tear-streaked faces. Friends, neighbors, and classmates stood shoulder to shoulder, united in grief and uncertainty. A family friend, Mrs. Carter, gently guided Megan's younger brother Ethan to the microphone. Voice trembling, Ethan addressed the crowd. "My sister was my hero. She always looked out for everyone, even when she was hurting. I don't know why this happened, but I hope whoever knows the truth finds the courage to come forward. Please, for Megan." As the vigil continued, whispers spread through the crowd. Earlier that day, a confidential police memo had been leaked online. The memo hinted at discrepancies in the official timeline and suggested that key evidence had been withheld from the public. The word cover-up hung heavy in the air, fueling suspicion and anger. Detective Harris watched from the edge of the crowd, weighed down by the burden of secrets. The community's pain was raw, their trust in law enforcement shaken. At home, the Monroe family clung to each other, determined to remember Megan not as a victim, but as a bright light extinguished too soon. The case had fractured the town, exposing old wounds and hidden loyalties. But as the candles burned into the night, a single truth became clear. The ripple effects of Megan's tragedy would touch everyone, and the search for answers was far from over. Inside the precinct's dimly lit conference room, the walls were lined with photographs, timelines, and evidence bags, each a fragment of the puzzle that had haunted the town. Detective Harris and her team stood in silence, the weight of recent revelations pressing down on them. After weeks of dead ends and mounting public anger, a single overlooked detail from Megan's diary finally connected the dots. Detective Harris spoke, her voice steady but urgent. The timestamp on the text message, the witness account from the gas station, and the missing locket, they all point to one person. It's time. Cut to the interrogation room. Across the table sat Tyler Reed, Megan's longtime friend and the last person to see her alive. The room buzzed with tension as Harris slid a folder toward him. Detective Harris. Tyler, your story changed 3 times. The CCTV footage shows you leaving the park at 9:17 p.m., but Megan's phone pinged near your house at 9:23. The locket she always wore was found in your car. Tell us what really happened that night. Tyler's hands shook. He glanced at the mirrored glass, knowing the world was watching. Tyler, voice breaking. I didn't mean for any of it to happen. Megan wanted to tell the truth about what she saw, about Coach Miller and the money. I tried to stop her. We argued. She ran. I chased after her, but she tripped by the riverbank. I panicked. I thought she was gone, and I left. I'm so sorry. I never wanted to hurt her. Detective Harris. And the second tragedy? The fire at the Miller house? Tyler, tears streaming. That wasn't me. Coach tried to cover his tracks. He set the fire to destroy the evidence Megan had given him. The confession sent shockwaves through the precinct. The truth was messier than anyone imagined, a tangled web of secrets, loyalty, and fear. As Tyler was led away, Detective Harris watched the sun rise through the blinds, exhaustion and relief mingling in her chest. Outside, the Monroe family received the news. Though nothing could undo their loss, answers brought a measure of peace. The town began to heal, united not only by grief, but by the hard-won truth. As the candles from the vigil flickered out, a new day dawned over the town. A day where secrets no longer held power, and Megan's light could finally rest. As the dust settled from Tyler Reed's confession, and the town clung to its fragile sense of closure, Detective Harris was called back to the precinct. A new name had appeared on the tip line, Lila Grant, a nurse who worked the night shift at the hospital near the riverbank. She claimed to have seen something, someone, that no one else had mentioned. In the interview room, Lila sat hunched over, her hands tightly clasped. Her eyes darted to the corners, as if afraid the shadows themselves were listening. Detective Harris and her partner exchanged skeptical glances, the faint echo of Tyler's confession still ringing in their minds. Lila, you said you saw someone near the riverbank the night Megan disappeared. Can you tell us what you remember? It was late. I was driving home, took the back road by the river to avoid the patrol cars. That's when I saw a figure, dressed in dark clothes, standing by the trees. They looked nervous, like they were waiting for someone. I thought it was just a teenager, but then I saw them drop something shiny near the water. Are you sure it wasn't Tyler Reed? No, Tyler's tall, broad shoulders. This person was shorter, slimmer, and their jacket, there was a patch on the sleeve. I think it was the town's maintenance logo. Tension crackled in the air. The detectives exchanged wary looks, the possibility of a new suspect, or a cover-up, unfolding before them. Lila, why didn't you come forward sooner? Because the next night, someone left a note on my windshield. Keep quiet, or you'll end up like her. I was scared. I still am. The detectives sat in stunned silence, the case suddenly wide open again. Had they missed something crucial? Was someone else lurking in the shadows, manipulating the tragedy from behind the scenes? As Lila's interview ended, Harris glanced at the caseboard, at the new threads she would have to untangle. The camera lingers on Lila's trembling hands, the ominous note tucked in her purse. The truth, it seemed, was still hiding in the darkness, and someone would do anything to keep it that way. The camera pans over Detective Harris's cluttered desk, lingering on a battered leather diary. Lacey's, recovered from the secret cache in her bedroom wall. Its pages are worn, ink smudged by hurried hands and silent tears. As Harris reads aloud, Lacey's voice echoes, overlapping with flashes of memory. March 14th. I never meant for it to go this far. I thought I could trust her, my best friend. But Megan and I, we both loved him. I saw the texts. I saw them together by the old pier. She lied to my face. Quick cut flashbacks. Megan laughing with a shadowy figure, revealed in a sudden jolt to be Hannah, Lacey's closest confidant. The camera lingers on the two girls, hands brushing in the moonlight, sharing whispered promises. Hannah begged me not to tell. She said if anyone found out, it would ruin everything. But Megan, she threatened to expose us both if we didn't help her. I felt trapped, betrayed. I didn't know who to trust anymore. Back in the present, Harris's partner slams a fist on the table, the weight of deception settling in. The team calls Hannah in for questioning. She sits across from them, defiant at first, but her facade cracks under pressure. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. I loved her. We all made mistakes, but I didn't hurt Megan. I swear I didn't. Flashbacks flicker. Lacey confronting Hannah, voices raised, tears streaming. Megan lurking in the shadows, recording every word on her phone. If something happens to me, look at who was closest. Secrets don't stay buried forever. The scene closes on the investigators, faces pale, as the circle of trust collapses. The diary lies open, its final line underlined. Everyone has something to hide. As the music swells, the audience is left with a chilling question. If betrayal can come from those closest, is anyone truly innocent? The screen flickers to black, then slowly fades in on Detective Harris, staring at a grainy surveillance photo just delivered to his inbox. The timestamp is last night. The location, a gas station 2 towns over. In the corner of the frame, a figure matching Ethan's description slips through the shadows, a hood drawn low over his face. Voice tense, Harris assembles the team. They retrace Ethan's last known steps, compiling witness accounts and digital breadcrumbs. The camera follows them as they knock on doors, the sunlight harsh and unforgiving. Ethan's mother sits at her kitchen table, trembling hands wrapped around a cold cup of tea. "He called me," she whispers, eyes brimming with hope and fear. "He said he was sorry, that he couldn't come home yet." Cut to Megan's father, who produces a crumpled envelope from his jacket. Inside a letter in Ethan's handwriting postmarked only days ago. "I didn't do it. I can't trust anyone. Not yet." The detectives exchange uneasy glances, their assumptions shifting beneath their feet. As the day turns to dusk, Harris pores over new evidence. A pair of muddy boots found near an abandoned cabin, Ethan's favorite brand. On the cabin wall, scrawled in charcoal, are the words, "Trust no one." The investigation takes a darker turn. Was Ethan running from danger or orchestrating it from the shadows? The lines between victim and perpetrator blur with every new clue. The scene crescendos as Harris and his partner stand at the edge of a dense forest, flashlights trembling. In the distance, a silhouette disappears among the trees. Harris calls out, no answer, only silence and the echo of unresolved questions. The music swells, haunted and unresolved. The screen lingers on the detectives' faces, heavy with doubt and determination. The case is more open than ever, the truth slipping further from their grasp. As the credits roll, viewers are left with a chilling thought. Sometimes the ghost in the evidence is more alive and more dangerous than anyone dared to believe.